Hi guys, Mark here from R.age TV. Today I'm going to check out a vinyl collector and a guitarist, Amran from I'm David Sparkle. Come check it out. Amran is the guitarist of cult instrumental band I Am David Sparkle, who spends up to $1,000 a month buying vinyls from record stores and the internet. Make no mistake, collecting vinyls is an expensive hobby. Shipping 5 vinyls alone will set you back by $30, while the vinyls themselves could cost anywhere between a couple of dollars to a few hundreds. So when did you get started on vinyl collecting?
It all started when I was in university. So I got into eBay quite heavily, and I was trading music gear, CDs and stuff like that. Eventually it started becoming into records and stuff related to vinyls and stuff like that. I also found out the value of these records, because usually if you get something that's hard to get, or a limited edition or a limited pressing, the value escalates quite fast.
Okay.
And then once I graduated and I started work, and I traveled quite a fair bit of work. Every time I visited a foreign city which had a good record store, I'll do my research beforehand.
Yep.
I'll go there and spend some time, just a couple of hours browsing and buying stuff like that.
Which are the ones that will be the most valuable?
Wow, it's tough because, like I said, I wouldn't. But if ever the case, this is an American band called the Get Up Kids. They've been around. They were around for about 10 years or so. I bought it on eBay in the US, and this was their first album on Doghouse Records. And this is especially valuable because, as you can see, it's on clear vinyl.
Right.
And when I emailed the label myself, and they told me that there were only 100 pressed in the world, and I actually tracked it on eBay. It's very, very hard to find, but every few months maybe you would have 1 or 2 surfacing.
Is there a reason why the vinyl is not black? Instead, it's clear?
Just to denote that it's a limited edition.
Right.
What happens is that most vinyls are released black in color, and the coloring is just something that they put into the wax itself when they press it. But different editions would have different colored vinyl, which would denote a special limited run.
Okay.
And usually if you email the label, or if you go online and do your research, you can actually tell how many there are in the world. So right now there's only 100 pieces of this in the world.
So how much do you think this would cost you if you were to sell it?
On eBay, I think it could fetch something between $200 to $300 US.
Okay.
So that's a pricey piece, when you can buy a CD for $20.
And you bought it for?
I bought it for 15 US. Yeah,
okay.
It was sealed, and it didn't have any special markings on the cover, so you would only know how valuable it would be after you open it.
If you open the vinyl, would it lose its value in that sense, or
it drops a little bit?
Okay.
But for serious collectors, if you maintain it in near mint condition, mint is when it's sealed. Near mint is when you open it up, not a single scratch. Probably unplayed. But even if you play it once or twice and you take really good care of it, the value will still be there. Primal Scream was a band that I loved terribly when I was younger. So this was their album Vanishing Point, which was, I think 1 or 2 albums after they released Cremadelica, which was really a fusion of indie music and dance music coming together. With Las Vegas, this is a recent record, 2008. This is a Simon & Garfunkel Bridge Over Troubled Water. If I remember correctly, it was unearthed in a record store in Kuala Lumpur. Dusty old place.
Okay, and I see you have DJ Shadow. Is that DJ Shadow?
Yeah, that's DJ Shadow. So this was his The Outsider album, which was released a couple of years ago. Huge DJ Shadow fan. I have all his albums on vinyl. Okay. But probably the most, the vinyl of greatest emotional value to me is actually this one, which is by my band.
Nice.
This is a 7-inch record that we put out, that our label put out, I think.
Is this Nosferatu Makes Me Nervous?
Yeah, Nosferatu Makes Me Nervous. Yeah. The whole fun about listening to vinyls, is really, it's a lot more obviously organic, the whole experience. You can't just skip a track. Sometimes you get the back end of it, and then you do, a reverse, and then okay, that sounded quite weird and interesting. It's definitely a lot warmer when you listen to vinyls. Like CDs, crystal clear quality, you appreciate the definition, but sometimes when you have a good record playing on wax and you're in a room, it sounds as if the musicians or the artists are in the room themselves with you. Obviously the crackle and pops are there, but the sound is a lot warmer. intense personal experience. But there are moments when you sit at home and you spend a good couple of hours, listening to music that you enjoy and you want quality time. And nothing beats, opening up a record and looking at the artwork in its full glory. You don't get that when you buy something off iTunes or Amazon. You get a digital track. If you buy a CD, it's smaller. Correct. Going through different things, like a lot of, especially independent bands, make an effort because they know that it's really hardcore fans that buy the stuff on vinyl, to actually include extra things into the packages. So sometimes you have extra stickers, leaflets. A lot of independent bands even. There was this Canadian band called Godspeed and Black Emperor, which actually put in crushed pennies and stuff like that.
So you don't get these little elements that make the okay, and with digital music
and for most records today, what happens is that you buy the record and you also get a coupon code for a digital download. Meaning that you get a MP3.
So you get both actually.
So it's when you buy a CD you don't get a vinyl, but when you buy a vinyl you essentially get the MP3 download as well.
Right.
How to get started on your collection, where to buy them, and the best way to listen to them. All up in the next clip.